What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Dynamite, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Roman Reigns' heat backstage with the WWE star, the controversial plans involving Dominik Mysterio, the moment Damian Priest knew he was going to be released, an update on the Judgment Day's huge change, WWE releases Roman Reigns' new theme, Brock Lesnar slims down, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. As always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good is number 1, Toni Storm Mariah May could be the breakout program for the women's division. Now, who would have thought that Toni Storm vs Mariah May would be the program to help AEW's women's division break out of the basement? While the additions of Deonna Purrazzo and Mercedes Moné both seem like good prospects, and they're certainly not bad, Timeless Toni vs Glamour Mariah continues improving as these two divas battle to be AEW's Queen Bee. Number 2, excellent build-up for All In. AEW's All In Stadium show is almost here, and the promotion did everything right to hype fans for the show, including laying out the matches, driving interest in each match, and making the show seem like a can't-miss event. Unlike the WWE, AEW has to give fans plenty of reasons to tune in, as $49.95 is a hefty price for a show compared to subscribing to Peacock. Number 3, a good trios match for the Casino Battle Royal. A Kyle O'Reilly vs Orange Cassidy vs Roderick Strong was a success thanks to AEW adding the stipulation that the winner would get the number 1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet match at All In. AEW has a habit of throwing wrestlers together for seemingly random matches, as there's no storyline driving it. Last night's stipulation changed everything, making this seem important. Number 4, Sizzling Shida vs Moné match. Hikaru Shida vs Mercedes Moné was an excellent way to get Moné back on track, as her matches have been hit and miss. She is an above average competitor, but something has been missing of late, and last night Mercedes got her groove back, working a sizzling bout against Hikaru Shida, who seems incapable of working a bad match. Both ladies with Dynamite and Camille's interference kept Shida looking strong, a reminder of how to use a top star to put another star over. Number 5, plenty of development of the undercard. AEW has a deep undercard roster, so it was encouraging enough to see the promotion spend time with it, building up these stars through entertaining matches, promos, and backstage segments. And Swerve sends a message. Is Swerve Strickland a heel or just a man committed to keeping his world championship? Strickland's post-match pummeling of Wheeler Yuta left fans guessing, but it also drove home the point that Bryan Danielson is in the fight for his life when he faces Strickland in England. And that was a good. What about the bad is number 1, Jericho vs Hook can't end soon enough. Whether you think Chris Jericho needs to retire, Hook is being overpushed, or many of the other reasons this program is a dud, AEW can't finish this feud soon enough. While there have been some cool spots like Jericho driving Samoa Joe through a wall and fireballing Hook, the storyline itself has been predictable and full of matches that make the case that Jericho's singles career now needs to end. Number 2, far too many factions. Now wait a minute, where did the conglomeration come from and who are they again? Wrestling fans know factions can be great, whether it's old school classics like the Four Horsemen, D-Generation X and the New World Order, or the more recent ones like the Bloodline, the Inner Circle, or the Judgment Day. Factions can help elevate undercard wrestlers and create different combinations of matchups. However, like most things in wrestling, promoters always seem to find a way to run a good thing into the ground, and AEW is guilty of this, as every wrestler seems to be in a faction. Not only are most of them forgettable, they dilute the value of factions in general. Number 3, Okada is what champion? Kazuchika Okada is Continental Champion, but does anyone know what that actually means? Not too far back, the belt was part of AEW's Triple Crown, a belt that represented the Ring of Honor World Championship, the Continental Championship, and New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. However, AEW dropped that idea quickly, turning this title into an afterthought. And Britt Baker's turtle-like sneak attack. Did Britt Baker have a ball and chain around both legs last night? How else to explain a turtle-like pace sneaking into the ring to attack Mercedes Moné? The entire segment was a disaster as Camille waited on the entrance ramp when Baker's music played, then attacked someone at ringside wearing a Sting mask, presumably because she thought it was Dr. Britt Baker. The spot where a wrestler's music plays and an opponent waits for them to show up only to be attacked from behind has been beaten like a dead horse. In this case, Baker took her time walking through the crowd, while Mercedes stood in the ring like she was waiting for an Uber. If you're going to use a cliched spot, at least execute it properly. That was nothing downright ugly. Despite some hiccups, Dynamite was at least a strong show that built up All In and kept things moving from start to finish. What do you guys think of Dynamite last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at Roman Reigns' heat backstage with WWE star. And Matt Camp, the former host of The Bump, is sharing an interesting story about how the WWE had to keep Roman Reigns and Matt Riddle apart due to some real-life heat between the two. Camp recalled on his YouTube show, The Wrestling Mat, how Roman and Matt were both scheduled to appear on the same episode of The Bump. However, then he came on again a year later in August of 2021 because he had a partnership with Shady Rays, a sunglasses company. He did the interview from a house with an indoor shower somewhere and he was in full Roman mode. It had been a year. The funny part is that Riddle was the in-studio guest for that show and we 100% did not put Riddle on the set until Roman was off the video screen. We didn't want to mess with that. According to Riddle, the beef arose after he cut a promo on the Bloodline and that angered Reigns. The promo was, RK Bro was killing it, and the guy who set up the interview beforehand told me to mention how RK Bro was killing it in the merchandise and how we were the best team, better than the Bloodline, since Randy and I were feuding with them. So I talked trash saying RK Bro was selling more t-shirts and got into the merchandising numbers and all that. If we got in a cage or a ring, I'd beat the brakes off everybody in the Bloodline. I don't care if you're the tribal chief or whatever. Riddle's habit of running off his mouth was a chronic source of trouble in the WWE, so it's no surprise to hear of something like this happening. Next up, WWE's controversial plan for Dominik Mysterio. If you thought the 2005's custody of Dominik Mysterio ladder match at SummerSlam was wild, wait until you hear what the company originally planned for Dominik Mysterio. Dominik recently revealed on the Impulsive show, they wanted to hang me from a cage. Not even from a cage, they wanted to just actually hang me, like on a waist thing, and you would just have me dangle there. It's unlikely the WWE would have been able to work the spot due to the safety laws concerning children, but we can only imagine Vince McMahon trying to figure out a way around the restrictions. Next up, the moment Damian Priest knew he was being released. Damian Priest is doing well within the WWE, having completed an impressive run as World Heavyweight Champion and now working a feud against his former Judgment Day faction members. However, it wasn't that long ago that Priest believed that his WWE career was ending. During an interview with Sports Illustrated, Priest opened about when he learned that the WWE was removing Edge from the Judgment Day and mentioned, "We had just had a major moment joining together, forming the Judgment Day. It felt like no time had passed, and then it was Edge who told me that he was being taken out of the group. He waited to tell me after TV one night when we were on the road. I thought we were done. I was so upset. When Rhea found out, she was even more mad than me." Priest feared the worst, telling SI, "I was waiting for the phone call to get released. Obviously, it worked out a lot differently." According to Priest, he still keeps in touch with Edge, and even though the group's early days were problematic, the Judgment Day quickly found a winning formula, becoming Raw's top faction. Next up, an update on the Judgment Day's new name. It looks like the rumors of the Judgment Day being renamed Street Trash has an element of truth, although thankfully Raw's Rogue faction is keeping its original name. Not too long ago, WrestleVotes reported plans are in motion to rebrand the new Judgment Day. Sources say that the group's essence will stay the same, but a name change is likely. The leading candidate is an out-of-the-box yet bold idea, Street Trash. And now WrestleVotes is updating fans on the name, saying a good follow-up on this, it looks like they've heard the outcry. Source claims that the new Judgment Day will remain, however the slogan Street Trash will be incorporated within the group's gimmick. The Street Trash idea came directly from Finn Balor, with merchandising concepts already completed and approved. What do you guys think of Street Trash being incorporated into the Judgment Day brand? Is it a good move? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE releases Roman Reigns' new theme. That's good news for fans interested in Roman Reigns' new entrance theme, as WWE have released the theme song, I Am Greatness. Have you guys heard the new theme? If so, do you like it better than its current one? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a positive update on Raquel Rodriguez. There's more good news concerning Raquel Rodriguez as the multiple-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champion updated fans via Instagram about a battle with mast cell activation, a condition that has sidelined her for months. Wrestling News is reporting Rodriguez shared on her Instagram stories that she was getting blood work done at the Alliance Regenerative Center, which is partnering with RejuveStem for cellular therapy. This has helped her skin and made her feel and look better than she has in months. This follows a recent report from PW Insider that WWE officials have discussed how to bring Raquel back. While there's no current return date, this is encouraging news and we send our best to Raquel for a speedy recovery and return. And finally, Brock Lesnar slims down. And last but not least, it appears that Brock Lesnar has lost a considerable amount of weight, at least judging from a recent photo that surfaced online of the Beast. What do you guys think of the new look? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.